Hey folks, and welcome back. Well, it has been a few months since the last one, and there are reasons for that, and they are up on the website at the moment, so if you want to know why, then you can go ahead and read those on the website. However, let's get straight into it, because there's a few things I want to talk about in this video. First one is there are alpha patch notes up now for Warlords, and I'm not really going to be getting into them too much. The reason for that is, may as well talk about the weather. The patch notes at this point are pointless because there is no beta on the horizon, and the fact that these things are being talked about but we have no way of actually testing them, it's utterly pointless actually going into the patch notes with any great depth because everything could change between now and even the beta launching, never mind the live game. So the patch notes are up on the Blizzard website, you can go read them if you want, but like I said at the minute it's all just blah blah blah. There's no real point to it at the moment. May as well, like I said, talk about the weather because it'll change constantly between now and the actual release of the beta. The other thing coming out of Blizzard's recent communications is it has now been confirmed that there will be no flight in Draenor at all. Bashiok has posted forum posts stating that there will not be any flight by design in Warlords. And when I say at all, I just mean on the continent of Draenor. It doesn't actually mean that flight in Azeroth as such will get removed, that will still be there. However, it is just the flight in Draenor itself that will be disallowed, not in Azeroth or Northrend or anything like that there. Now they have said that this is open to change, but their plan for the moment is no flight at all. And I can understand from a point of view where they're coming from, because they don't want you to be consuming their content too quickly. Because we all know how great Blizzard are at putting out content on a regular basis. Because it's been 6 months now of Siege of Orgrimmar, and there is still no sign of the beta. It's only just recently gone into alpha, and it means there's at least another 6 months of Siege of Orgrimmar. Now, as decent a tier as Siege of Orgrimmar actually is, and it's actually quite a decent tier. It's been out now for 6 months, and for there to be another 6 months of that to go so far, at least, it means that it's going to be the longest raid tier in the entire 10-year history of World of Warcraft, and that's just frankly ridiculous, especially given the promises that we were made at BlizzCon that they were intending to put out content quicker, that starting with Mists, that the content would be put out on a faster basis, and whilst that's true, we got raid tiers and mid-raid tier patches fairly quickly throughout Mists. Now we're left with this big, long content gap. And it's going to be over a year from the release of Siege of Orgrimmar until the release of Warlords. And at the moment there is no sign as yet of a beta release date. Invites aren't going, well, there won't be invites as such because it will just be added to your Battle.net account. So if you do get emails stating that you're being invited into the Warlords Beta, ignore it, it's a phishing scam. Just don't touch it. Have a look in your Battle.net account and you'll see if you have access to the Warlords Beta there. There won't be any invites as such, it'll just be added to your account. But another 6 months of Siege, no matter how good the raid tier is just ridiculous. We were told at the last BlizzCon that Blizzard were further along with the Warlords Alpha that they were working on than they were at that point in Mists, which obviously wasn't true. They were further behind, but obviously they didn't want to say that. But another 6 months of Siege gives us another 6 months to get our Garrosh Heirlooms, I suppose, because Watcher has only just yesterday come out and said that once Warlords launches, the Heirlooms will be getting removed from Garrosh's loot table. Like, frankly, I just cannot see the reasoning behind that. It's pointless. Just why not leave them on there for people that want the 90 to 100 heirlooms for their alts? It's ridiculous. It's just pointless. I cannot see the point in this at all. In fact, I thought they would maybe now just extend that to LFR so LFR raiders could get their heirlooms at the 528 item level. But no. They're going the opposite way about and removing all the heirlooms from Garrosh's loot table come the launch of Warlords. So the silver lining on the cloud of another 6 months of SOO is another 6 months to get heirlooms, because I've killed Garrosh now about 7 or 8 times and I've yet to see an heirloom drop for me at all. I've done it on a couple of characters now, my paladin and my monk, and still nothing. Nothing at all. They're like a 5% drop chance. It's just pitiful. Out of the 7 or so kills we've got, I think out of our entire guild, 3 people have maybe got heirlooms, and that's about the height of it. I also wanted to talk about the Warlords pre-order. It's now up and has been for about a month. If you pre-order it now, what you'll get is, basically it depends on what version you order. The normal version in UK currency is 35 quid, and the deluxe version is 50 quid. Now that's an increase in price for the expansion over what Mists was previously, because Mists previously I think it was either $39.99 or $44.99, but they see fit now to increase the expansion cost again, and it's now £50 for the version with the mount, the pet, and of course the level 90 boost, which you get with both versions. The level 90 boost is free, and there is now the paid version, which I talked about in the last video. Which is, like I said in the last video, 40 quid. It's $60. Now, without the vaunted on-rails experience that you're going to have in Warlords when you boost a character to 90, at the moment, characters are just being dumped in their respective shrine in Pandaria and given their abilities and let loose on the world. Now, that means that they're automatically geared up with 483 gear, plus whatever timeless gear alts have picked up for that class. But it means that you've got a bunch of people getting into LFRs and they just do not have the first clue how to play the character they've just boosted. Not all players are as studious as myself and actually look at the various classes, research how to play them, then choose what character they want to boost. They just, oh, I think I'll play a mage. Boost 90, click join LFR. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, some groups can't even complete likes of Darumu in TOT LFR, despite the fact it's well over a year old, and they should by this stage know how Darumu works. It's just, So I think for my 90 boost, I was going to use it on my priest, but having played the priest quite a bit over the past month or so, and I've got her up to level 41 or so. Priests for me are a bit dry in the way they play. I've played Shadow and Disc, and they're a wee bit dry for me. So I think at this point I'm going to be using the 90 boost on my Shaman, and she is level 30 at the moment, and I'm going to be getting her up to level 60. And the reason for that is because when you boost a character up to 90 from level 60 and you have your professions already chosen, you will get those chosen professions boosted to 600, which is the max for Mists. Now, if you don't choose a couple of professions, you will get professions chosen for you. So if you're, say, a male wearer, you'll get leatherworking and skinning given to you at level 600. If you're a plate user, you'll get blacksmithing and mining, and if you're a cloth user, you'll get enchanting and tailoring boosted to 600. And that's fair enough, that makes sense. I mean, they're the most appropriate professions for those classes. But if you're wanting different professions boosted, then make sure that you are choosing what professions you want to do and actually picking those up before you use your boost at level 60 or above. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was the increase in character service costs that are being forced on UK customers at the end of April, in another few days from the date of this video. Now, these are services likes of the character change, character appearance change function, the race change, the faction change. All those sorts of services are getting their prices increased by generally about 2 quid. Now, it's bad enough that we actually have to pay for these services to begin with, because most other games, even free-to-play games, would give these sort of services either in-game and go to likes of a barber and change your skin colour or your face or whatever, or they're microtransactions, and you're talking region of about maybe 2 or 3 quid. Not 17 quid to change your race, which quite frankly is just ridiculous. If anything, Blizzard should have been reducing these costs, given especially the fact that this is still a subscription game, Blizzard, and you're charging people hand over fist for everything you bloody can. And I still love the game, and I will be playing in Warlords. However, World of Warcraft is starting to become what I hate about free-to-play games, at a premium and with a subscription. And Blizzard really do need to look at their pricing models, because at the moment they're losing subscribers hand over fist still, and their philosophy seems to be just wring the crap clean out of whatever subscription base you have left to recoup the costs of the lost subscribers. It's just, it doesn't give me hope for the future, it really doesn't. Anyway, I'll try and get another few videos done over the next week or so, just to try and make up a bit for the content gap. Oh look, and Blizzard. But until next time, cheerio.